Well, this morning, Jesus lives because the tomb is empty. Death has been defeated because Christ's grave is open. God is in control because His word is true. The devil's power is destroyed because God won. And historic faith can say Christ lives. But saving faith always says Christ lives in me. So this morning, if you are part of the saving faith group, which across America joins with the historic faith group, we differ because Christ lives in me. And this morning, I hope that you can confess that Jesus Christ not only is celebrated on Easter Resurrection Morn, not only is remembered around the world in Passion Week, but He lives in me. That's the difference between historic faith, which makes America not a Muslim nation or not a Buddhist nation, but a Christian nation. It's just historic. I mean, it's kind of like AD/BC. I mean, we're in, we believe all that. But salvation is when He's in me and when He's in you. And I hope that you can confess that. I hope that you have cried out, God, be merciful to me, a sinner, through Christ. I hope that you have confessed that you have broken God's law and that you are the sinner that Jesus died to save. See, salvation is not a group event. In church history, the country of Poland, modern-day Poland, became a part of the Holy Roman Empire when they sent missionaries out and they baptized millions of people. And they had these they would spray water out over crowds of thousands. It was a group event. Salvation isn't a group event. It's Jesus, be merciful to me. I'm the sinner. And I hope that you've confessed that. If not, you can this morning because Jesus is here. He actually comes to every time His word is preached in His church and believers are present. He comes. And He always holds His arms open wide so that you can see the welcome is there. Well, today we are celebrating Christ's resurrection. But what does Christ's resurrection imply to us today? And I know that every year at Easter time, we're always challenged about something about Christ's resurrection. Well, this morning, I want you to consider one point. Exactly what does Christ's resurrection mean to me today, this week, going back to work, going back to school, going back to whatever is going on in our country? What difference does the resurrection mean to me? What difference does it make in my life? If you open with me to John chapter 20, we're going to look at verse 11, and basically we're at the garden tomb on resurrection morn in John 20 and verse 11. And this morning, many of us are much like Mary as she is heading to the tomb on Resurrection Sunday morning. All the memories of Jesus were flooding her mind. He loved her. He forgave her. He made her so many promises. But now, Jesus seems so far away. After the cross, after His death, after His burial, Jesus just seemed so far away. And when Jesus seems distant, like Mary, we need to look at Him as the risen one. Mary needed to see Jesus. That's why she was the last one at the cross. That's why she was the first one at the tomb. Mary came needing Him. And now she was first to see the risen Christ. Because only He could strengthen her and meet her need. Now just following along with your eyes, look at verse 11 onward. This isn't the main text we're going to look at this morning. This just introduces it. So you just follow along. It says in verse 11, "But Mary stood outside the tomb weeping. And as she wept, she stooped down and looked in the tomb. And she saw 2 angels in white sitting, one at the head and the other at the feet, where the body of Jesus had lain." Verse 13. "Then they said to her, 'Woman, why are you weeping?' And she said to them, 'Because they have taken away my Lord, and I don't know where they have laid Him.' Now when she had said this, she turned around and saw Jesus standing there, and did not know that it was Jesus." Verse 15. "And Jesus said to her, 'Woman, why are you weeping? Whom are you seeking?' And she, supposing Him to be the gardener, said, 'Sir, If you have carried him away, tell me where you've laid him. I will take him away." And Jesus said to her, "Mary." And she turned and said to him, "Rabboni," which is to say, Teacher. And in that instant, his voice, his presence, he was back, and she saw him.